Hello, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, and welcome. My name is Nurse Richard, the Wax Wizard, and thanks for joining me for this earwax compilation today. I think there's 3 years in. What number is this? 1, 2, 2. This is. Now this lady, she was a good age, this lady. It came along with the family. And I normally like to leave some, and I have left some sounds in, so you can hear the suction sounds. I know quite a lot of you enjoy them. I know a few of you don't, but that's what the volume button's for, turn it down. But I've left it a bit quieter than normal. The reason being is this lady came with a family who were lovely, but they didn't stop talking the whole way through. I found it fascinating because it was on the screen. I cast it to a screen in front of the patient and the family, and they were all watching. And they were gobsmacked, to say the least. They were like, "Oh my God, this is, I can't believe it. It's like the best entertainment we've seen all day, you know." But yeah, they were chattering away constantly, which is, I know, is what I do over these. But yeah, they were really, it was very entertaining to listen to them, what they were saying. Very occasionally, the lady in question, whose ear this was chatting a little bit as well. So sometimes, I think there's an occasion a bit later on where I just stopped and had to pull away. That's because she was talking, had a bit of a chat. Sometimes you can carry on in there, but it's something that the patient wants to tell you. You've got to come out and stop and let you know. I think it was just there. I don't think this lady had ever had this done before. It was really black, it was really dark. It's quite soft, so it wasn't too difficult to get out, but it kept coming away in installments as well. It kept bringing it further forward. I think it was full front to back, this one as well. As with most people of an age, tend to just assume that, well, I'm just losing my ear, and you know, this is what happens when you reach the grand old age of. And she was genuinely quite shocked, I think, because she wasn't answering any questions, certainly not the right way anyway, when she came in. But afterwards, the look on her face was priceless. She could hear a lot better straight away, and she looked genuinely quite shocked by it. Hello, if you're watching, by the way. So they said they might find the channel. I think they might have found it already, because I think they commented on another video. So hello, you guys. And as your heart sinks a little bit when you pull everything out and you think, oh, that must be it now, and then you see a little bit down here which is pretty much lodged just in front of the eardrum. I suspect it goes the eardrum just before the eardrum. It narrows the ear canal and it widens again, and I think this plug was just at the widening as well. So I think I've had to change to the fine end tube there, which is a smaller tube, because it's a bit noisy when you're that close to the eardrum. So it's better for more precise work as well, because it's smaller in the ear, so you can see better, and it's a bit less noisy as well for the patient. But this bit, yeah, it had got wedged right in that narrow in there. But yeah, she noticed a big difference when this thing came out. Not surprisingly, really. Excuse me. Now, I'm not sure if the plugs that I've put on the real shot at the end are going to match up with this one. I'll tell you the reason why. Because I think I saw about 10 people this particular day that I did this. I wasn't sure which ones I was going to use, and it was really busy, the clinic. So what I tend to do is towards the side on the windowsill, I'll layer them up, all the wax plugs, separated by a piece of tissue paper that we display it on afterwards, and try and write down some times of it. And but it's like a earwax Jenga. You know, it was quite a big pile this time. By the time I came to editing and uploading and narrating these videos, I couldn't for the life of me remember whose was whose. So I've tried to match them up as best I can with what I think came out of someone's ear, but it might not be the same one. I hope these are hers. I think they are. But yeah, sometimes they might not match up. Yeah, she noticed a big difference in that one. This one was a chap who was, again, too pretty blocked up here, a lot of skin in this one. And I tried to grab it from, it's quite wet as well and soggy. I think it's been oiled quite well. But I tried to grab it from the sides and the bottom down there to see if I could wrap this skin together before we pull it up. It was squeaking a bit, so in the end you just have to go for the bigger plug behind it. Because yeah, as I'm lifting it up a little bit, it's a bit stuck as well, that one. But it did all come out eventually in the end anyway. And again, this chap really enjoyed it as well. I think at the end, I'll try and stop talking when he says it, because again, he was watching it. And just as this one was coming out, he said, "Oh my God, that's amazing." And it wasn't talking about how it felt, although it did feel a lot better. He was talking about what he'd just seen on the screen in front of him. I think his mind was a little bit blown by it. He was proper amazed, as are most people. That's why I enjoy doing it like this. I think it's just at this point now, so I'll try and listen out for when it is that he says it. Any minute now, I think. Yeah, I think he really enjoyed that. Left it a little bit at the side here to mop up. So let's tidy that up. You've all had a nice weekend and enjoying the summer holidays. I haven't had much of dad, I'm bored yet. But it's early days yet, it might still happen. Exciting weekend in Arrows though. We went on and did a muddy assault course with the rugby team I coach. Yesterday, I probably got all kinds of slime and algae and pond life inside my ears, but they feel all right so far, touch wood. And then the day before that, some of you regulars who watch the channel will know I coach kids rugby league. You might have to look that up if you're watching in America or another country. It's much better sport than football. Anyway, the team where I live, they're only a small team traditionally, not done very well, called Lee, L-E-I-G-H, called the Lee Leopards, and we were playing in a semi-final of the cup, which they'd done amazing to get there. We thought, there's no way they're gonna get to the final, but we won, actually beat the world champions. And so we're off to Wembley Stadium in a few weeks. And now I always thought that going to Wembley Stadium was something that my parents and my grandparents did when they were watching and when they were good a long time ago, because it's been quite a long, 1971 in fact. I wasn't even born then when they last went there. So that was a big day for the town. So hopefully, if you're watching this in a few weeks' time, hopefully we're celebrating a win, but just happy to be there, to be honest. Could have a nice day out at Wembley in London. So yeah, anybody watching from Hull, I will see you there. But I hope you enjoyed that. If you did, feel free to share the page, like it, comment on it, subscribe to it. I'd appreciate all of those so far. But I hope you enjoyed that. But for now, take care of yourselves, and I'll see you later. Bye-bye.